sneak peek between you and I'm working on something with Bruce Lee estate. I bought a white leather jacket on sale. It was like on sale for like, I don't know, like $20 or something like that. Then I remember I went to the Harley Davidson store downtown and I brought a bunch of patches, Harley Davidson patches.
Yeah.
And I took it to the cleaners and I was like, yo, put these patches here. And I showed them where to lay them out and put them here. And that shit turned into like a whole, when I wore it, everyone thought it was like a design. Like, yo, where you get that jacket from? And I just made that. You know, I want to do a collaboration on some leather jackets. So the first company I thought about was Vanson. And then I found the Instagram. I just sent a cold email like, hey, you know, I'm Davon Bean, I'm owner of Fly Geenius. I would love to collaborate with you guys. We got to start at the streets, then work our way up. So we sold our stuff to Up NYC, and then probably like 3 or 4 months after that, I'm like, you know, I feel like we should work out a bigger role here, and kind of went back and forth. And I was like, you know, let's point me as the creative director. This is what I need. This is what I want. This is, you know, kind of the creative freedom that I want, et cetera, et cetera. And we worked it out, man, and just hit the ground running from there.
Let's flat out. Big teams, big boys, right? My highs and lows inherit growth, Mr. Deeds. Went from juggling 3 jobs to CEO like I'm Steve. Never been a rotten apple, call me John Appleseed. That's how I bleed. God can see no other man can judge me. Call him Mike, Mr. International, getting cream. Single mother told me worth, and now I'm worth everything. Went from Wall Street to Abu Dhabi, straight rolling in a Maserati with women that feel exotic. My life too pristine.
Man, you didn't have to do them like that, man. You didn't have to do them like that.
It was film day.
Yeah.
We gotta make a statement.
Exactly. We gotta make a statement. Last
What's
flight
going
out.
on, man?
Flat out.
Welcome back to the Last File Podcast. We're your hosts, Mike and Jay. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and give us a follow across all of our social media channels where we can be found at Last File Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. You can find me at JLubrio26 across all of my socials. You can find Mike at
If Mike was here. So our guest today grew up in the Bronx. No fashion degree, no trust fund, no connections. He learned the business from the floor up. Bloomingdale's, then Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Burberry, watching the biggest luxury houses in the world actually work. Then in 2011, he bet everything on himself and started his own label, Fly Geenius. For 10 years, he pushed. And then in the middle of a global pandemic, he became the first ever creative director at Vanson Leathers.
Yes.
And he used the seat to push Black bikers, women, and hip hop at the center of a culture that wasn't always fully accepting. You've seen his work, even if you didn't know his name. The leather coat that DJ Mustard had at the Super Bowl. If you see LeBron James walking through the tunnel, you've seen him with a fly jacket. And as you can see today, you see me with this fly jacket. From collaborations from ALD to Supreme, please welcome Davon Bean.
What's good?
Welcome to the Last Flight podcast.
Davon Bean.
Davon Bean. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all good. People even say Davon, Devin. So, but it's all
Devin.
good.
Nah, that's OD.
People say Devin all the time, bro. I'm like, all right, cool. Sometimes I'm like, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? No. But yeah, Davon, I appreciate. Intro is fire, bro.
Right.
Word.
Thank you.
We try to do all our guests right, man.
Right.
So, appreciate you coming on the Last File Podcast. Before we get started on the interview, we always like to do a little bit of an icebreaker with all of our guests. So I'm going to say a random word to you, and then first thing that comes to your mind. The word is fly.
Fashionable.
Got it. All right.
Or fashionable, putting your best foot forward. You know what I mean? Always in that fashion mindset. Even when you're going to the store, even when you're just going to run an errand, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what comes to my mind.
You know, I love sitting down with people from New York, man. They have a different swag. They're always calm. They don't need to do too much. You know,
right.
So, like that's what I love.
Or when you say fly, I think genius, but oh no,
that would have been too easy.
too easy.
Yeah. Take us to the beginning, man. You grew up in the Bronx.
Yeah,
what's that
bro.
like?
Yo, it's beautiful, man. I love the Bronx, man. I feel like it's tattooed on my heart. It was dope. I grew up in 80s, 90s. 80s was like the drug epidemic. So, and kind of like I feel like that's when hip hop really was like kind of really like starting to blow up and things like that. So it was fire. I didn't really realize what was really going on around me. I knew it was like drugs and shootings, and but it also just, it was so much fun. Like, you know,
It was, yeah.
just growing up there, like waking up, going outside, seeing the fly cars. You know, yeah, of course you saw drug houses and things like that, but it felt normal. It didn't feel like that was like totally off, you know?
Nice.
So
I
it was
used to
dope.
tell people, I remember playing tag in crack houses.
Yo.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like,
Crack houses was serious. I had one like directly across the street from me that was like, that shit was like a horror movie. Like you walk by, it's super dark, but we used to kind of want to go in it. We never officially went inside, so we used to go inside.
Yeah, go inside, and it was like we used to call it missions. Like, go in, come out. Like,
oh
crazy.
my God, man! But yeah, those abandoned buildings used to be the crack houses, bro. Like 50 crackheads being there, and
but they don't do anything to you, so you kind of like just like scurry around them and stuff like that. We used to do that too when I was a kid. So that was now that I think about it.
Some of them are fun too. Some of them are cool too. You know, you make fun of them, you snap on them, they snap back. You know what I mean?
True.
But yeah, that's the Bronx stories, man. Wait, where you from again? You from
Washington Heights.
Oh, the Heights, yeah. It's not too far. And you from the Heights too, right?
Yeah. Queens. I rep Queens though.
Queens. Damn, you don't rep the Heights, man. Nah, yeah, I love the Bronx, man. I love New York, period, but I definitely love Uptown and Bronx and Harlem. I feel like that's what shaped me. You know what I mean? So I always pay homage, and I always want to be a good inspiration for people from the Bronx and Harlem. You know,
Definitely.
So you just described, you know, the crack epidemic in the 80s, the Bronx, and although that's where the birth of hip hop happened. You know, you're in the fashion industry. Were you always into fashion, or did that come later on in your life? What was your sort of inspiration?
No, always.
Despite all of the mayhem that was going on in the Bronx during that time?
I think fashion was what really just kept me, like, I don't know, on a straight and narrow. Like I just always wanted to, like, always thought about clothes. I would always see people with cool clothes, and my mom would always take me to get cool clothes. I used to love, I'm sure we all did, the first day of school, like going for school shopping, I would say, like, yo, I used to like literally not sleep, wake up, my mom take us to either 3rd Avenue or Fordham Road.
Right.
I used to drive my mom crazy because I used to want the most stuff and even or the most expensive stuff. And she used to try her best. For the most part, she'll get it. You know what I mean? So that's where it kind of, I feel like it started. And then when I go back home, I would just like take out all my clothes, try them on, look in the mirror, talk to my brother about, you know, certain clothes. I'm like, yo, I wish they did this in that color. I wish they did that in this color, you know?
Yeah.
And my mom will always tell me, like, you need to do something because you have expensive taste and you love clothes too much. So you need to do something in fashion or whatever. So I feel like that's kind of where it started. And then, you know, just seeing, I said this before, but like, it's kind of bad saying it, but it's true. Like seeing how the drug dealers used to dress, used to kind of be fire because they had the money to get this fly shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They had the girls, they had the clothes, the cars.
Like
yeah.
Word. So it just, and I just kind of like, and then I just would use my imagination. Like, yo, I want to create this, I want to create that. Even if I didn't tell people, it used to be in my mind because I didn't really know how to express myself and tell people that, yo, I want to do this. So yeah, that's definitely what started.
Did you ever remix anything growing up where it was like, all right, let me take this hoodie, put some on it, or let me draw on something, or something that was typically not seen as, okay, this is fly, you put it on and you made it fly?
It's a hat. So it's funny because my sister always make fun of me, but my mom had this hat. It was like a Kingo type of hat. But it wasn't a Kingo, I don't think, but it was like, it had the crazy colors. It was like, yo, it was like a turquoise blue and orange, right? Stripes. And it looked crazy. I can't front, but I just used to throw it on, and I'll throw it on with every single outfit I had on, like whether it's a purple shirt, yellow shirt, I don't care. I just threw it on. And to me, it felt good and it looked good. Yeah. So even if people laughed at me, which they did, but my sister used to kind of roast me. To this day, she always talk about that hat. But I feel like that was just me expressing myself. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this feels right. This feels fashionable. As far as like clothes and stuff, I feel like, oh yeah, with a jacket, one day I bought a white leather jacket on sale. It was like on sale for like, I don't know, like $20 or something like that. Then I remember I went to the Harley Davidson store downtown and I brought a bunch of patches, Harley Davidson patches. Yeah. And I took it to the cleaners and I was like, yo, put these patches here. And I sewed them with a laid them out and put them here, and that shit turned into like a whole. When I wore it, everyone thought it was like a design. Like, yo, where you get that jacket from? And I just made that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, for sure. That was kind of me remixing an on sale jacket. Or
so you mentioned taste. Like taste is something you can't teach, right? So either with it, you can get trained for it, but it's truly something you can't teach.
Either you have it or you don't.
You either have it or you don't. So what do you think were some of the things that like sort of elevated your taste when you were like sort of growing up and, you know, going from kid to adolescent to teenager and getting more into fashion? Where like, what are some of the who's and some of the, I guess, what's that trained your taste to be a little bit more narrowed and to prepare you for the person you are today?
I'll say Harlem, when I lived in Harlem, because I feel like everybody in Harlem, they put their best foot forward for sure, man. Like they go hard when it comes to just clothes and just the way they think is just different. So that's why I kind of always say like, yeah, I'm from the Bronx, but I also can be considered from Harlem because I lived there for a long time. Just living in Harlem and meeting people there, seeing the way they dress. And then also like dating certain girls. You know, girls put you onto a lot of shit, bro.
They could also put you down sometimes.
They could put you down too.
There's some girls who don't have any taste in there. You know, but when you're next to a fly chick.
When you get to a fly chick, like I learned, you can learn a lot from dating the right chick. You know what I'm saying? They'll take you to this type of restaurant and introduce you to this type of food.
Exactly.
They'll, I don't know, take just little stuff by taking you to get a mani-pedi because some dudes don't want to get a mani-pedi. You know what I'm saying?
You weren't walking there solo, but if you with your shorty, like, all right, let me try this out.
Now, I walk in solo, man.
Now I do it as a grown man.
Yeah, when I was young,
the intro was a chick that with me.
Yeah, so when I was young, I'd be like, mani-pedi, like what? But yeah, like a girl will put you on to like different type of food, like I don't know, whatever. Like, oh, let's go eat Indian food or something. They'll take you to get Indian food. Next thing you know, your palate has evolved because you know. But yeah, I would say Harlem and definitely like, yeah, for sure. And watching videos and things like that.
Yeah,
word,
dope. And then you didn't go to a formal fashion school or anything like that.
Well, I did take courses at FIT.
Okay,
yeah,
FIT.
Yeah.
All right, but then. So I guess right after high school, you just started working, right? You started working on the floor for some of the top luxury brands and all that. That was kind of your school, right?
For sure. Well, I started at Bloomingdale's.
Okay.
That was like, I used to love Bloomingdale's. I started there as a folder, basically just folding clothes on the floor. So like around holiday season, they hire like folders for like 4 months for the holiday season. And you just, because customers are just coming through messing things up.
Yeah, right.
So you got to just make sure you fold, refill the stock, refill the inventory or whatever. And then I worked my way up to being a sales associate. When I was a sales associate, I used to work at Guess and Buffalo Jeans. And I love that, man, because first of all, I worked on a woman's floor. Not to say bro. Nah, it was
looking like a Valentino video now.
All you saw was the most beautiful woman just come and ask you, yo, I want to get, because that's when Guess was
Guess was popping, and
you know what I
Buffalo,
mean?
And Buffalo Jeans was popping.
It's like yo, can you help me with this? And it was like I was just inspired just to help women, bro. I'm like, how can I not love this? I'm making money just to talk to beautiful girls. You know what I'm saying? But it was Bloomingdale's first. That was a beautiful job. I stayed there for a little while. I was making decent money. And then I evolved, and I think it was I went to Gucci for like a year. I was a stock person there. That was fun. The discount was crazy. We get 50% off, you know. So I used to be like Gucci down to the side. And then while I was at Gucci, simultaneously they was opening up the 57th Street store on for Louis Vuitton.
Oh, okay.
And I went over there and I just checked with them and then submitted my resume and filled out the app, and they called me, and I started off being a stock guy there as well. And I love to work at Louis Vuitton because Louis Vuitton was like, I always aspired to be to own a lot of Louis Vuitton and even just be affiliated with that brand. Yeah. And I worked there, and I worked my way up to being like an operations manager and things like that. That was cool. I'm still cool. Like my old manager, shout out to Pedro. He's running David Yerman right now, but that we still friends to this day.
Yeah.
You know. I worked there. Then went to Burberry. That was cool. I was operations manager there as well. I was running 2 stores, and I'm like, yo, I really want to start my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Can I curse on here?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Do yourself.
I want to start my own thing, and I just started making samples and tees like this and started wearing them everywhere I went. And I just felt it. I felt like I wanted to take that leap of faith. I'm like, yo, I need to like, I like this and I'm making good money, but something is not feeling right. I want to just do my own thing. And I might have quit prematurely. I can't front, but fuck it.
It's better to get out early than it is to get out too late.
Yeah. So I just kind of just left and just started Fly Geenius and did a big launch party. Had like probably like 300 people come out, hit the ground running. Worked with Nicki Minaj at the time, did some of her tour merch, and hit the ground running, man. We had a lot of success in the beginning, but you know, with fashion, everything is fickle, and I had to learn the ropes. So at that time, I just thought I was like the shit. I'm like, yo, I'm killing it. I'm in 10 stores, 12 stores. I'm killing it. But then the shit was like,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then just kept on going no matter what. I always had the vision to always continue to push Fly Geenius, but yeah, and that's kind of how.
Before we get too heavy into Fly Geenius though, when you were working at the stores, was the intention always, I'm heavy into fashion and I want my own brand, or was it just I need a job? And
I always wanted my own brand. I would go at Bloomingdale per se. I would like I told you, I worked on a women's floor, but I would always go down to the basement where they had men's Sean John and Rockaware, and I would always just like buy stuff, try it on, and just I would even talk to the salespeople down there like, yo, I want to do something like this, and I would do this like that or whatever. So yeah, I always had that vision, you know, but I didn't really know how to go about it. Or it also was like, I was a little nervous, like, you know, to really do it. Yeah. Because it just felt like people were going to look at you fun, like, oh, that's whack or whatever, you know. So I had to kind of like build up my confidence.
And what would you say, like you did take some formal classes at FIT for like fashion and just to be related in the industry. But what are some of the things that you learned in like Bloomingdale's, Gucci, LV, Burberry that the classroom didn't teach you?
I would say just to, what did I learn, Bloomingdale's? Just to push creativity, like push your own creativity and try to be unique. I would say working at Louis Vuitton and also brand yourself well. Like Louis Vuitton, like they brand themselves so well. Like that Louis Vuitton monogram, even a damier print, you know what I mean? I felt like that's where I kind of learned like really about branding. It was times where also I remember they had asked me to work in the LVMH building, which I don't know if it's still over there, but it was right next to the 57th Street store. And I remember going there and working there for like, I don't know, like 2 days. And on the elevator, each floor is like a different brand from LVMH. Like it was the Christian Dior floor. It opens up and it's like Christian Dior as soon as you open
the colors and all.
Yes. Then you go up as Moet. Then you go up as Hennessy. Then you go up as Emilio Pucci. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, that's like fucking like, oh my God, they own the world, bro. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
But yeah, I would say I learned more how to brand yourself, you know, and you know, it's still work in progress when it comes to learning all the ins and outs of branding. But you know, I do know how important that is. And I attribute that from working at like these high-end brands,
especially today in 2026 with it being so social media heavy. And, you know, you have to brand yourself or people won't find you.
Right.
So
and storytelling too.
Yeah.
Word.
Nice. And then what was that last day like when you quit, if you could remember? Or what was leading up to that? Like, did you save and like, all right, I'm about to buy these blanks and start it off? You found a manufacturer? Or was it just like, nah, I'm out of here. Like, I'll figure it out?
No, I did save. I saved some. It definitely wasn't enough, but I saved some of a few stacks. And I created probably maybe 150 tees or something like that. It was all basically maybe 1 or 2 designs, different colorways. And I already had like maybe 2 or 3 stores. I had friends that kind of was managers in stores, their own store. One was The Vault, which was in Harlem, was a fire store. And then another one was Goliath, which is in East Harlem, which was like it was like a staple in streetwear at the time. And they was like, yeah, we'll try it out or whatever. So I felt like I made it at that time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, the last few weeks, I just was losing like interest. And like I had like a team when I worked at Burberry. I had like maybe like 6 people that I had to answer to me.
Yeah.
You know, and I just was like, I don't know, I just wasn't enthused anymore. So because my mind was already made up.
Yeah.
You know, like I would go on my lunch break, go across the street to Starbucks, working on designs, talking to other stores and making line sheets. You know, I just felt like that passion. It's nothing, it's no better feeling than having that passion when you starting something that's your own. Like that shit just feels like amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, I just lost a lot of interest. So I knew it was time, you know?
Yeah, you remember the exact point where maybe you were working, you were like, I'm tired of doing this for somebody else. I know you've always had that like mindset of just like, I eventually want to do it, but do you remember like what caused you to be like, all right, I'm officially losing interest in this. I want to do this on my own. Like, do you have a specific moment in time?
When I made my first samples and I wore them and I just, like, I felt like I was the shit. So, like that. And it's funny because the sample, it was just like, it was a tee that I created and it was like, it just said dope. And it was like splashed on the shirt, on the tee.
Yeah.
And I would wear that shit every day. And I would go like when you came in to my job at that time, Burberry, like you wear your regular clothes, then you go change into a uniform. And I'll be in the mirror like looking at my shirt, I didn't want to take it off. And then, you know, I had like 2 or 3 people that were higher than me, and you know, they would try to like, they would tell me like, give me instructions of what to do, which was cool, but then it just didn't feel right after. I'm like, yo, come on, bro, I just made my own shit. Like, why I'm listening to you? You know, not in a rude way, but in my mind, I would say that. Yeah. So yeah, like once I made that T-shirt, I felt like, yo, I'm out.
Ain't nobody telling me nothing.
Ain't nobody telling me nothing. Yeah, word.
Yeah. So now you in Fly Geenius,
right?
Started 2011.
Right.
What were some of, I guess, you said the fashion industry is fickle. What were some of the downs where you're like second guessing yourself, or were you thinking like, all right, maybe this isn't for me?
Well, honestly, when I didn't have enough capital to produce my ideas, that's like the worst feeling when you have the capital. I mean, when you have the ideas, but you don't have the capital and so you can't really bring it to life. Yeah. It just gives you a feeling like you want to just scream like, fuck. And then eventually, you know, because the way the universe works, then your idea, you see somebody else do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then also another time when I remember I met it was a popular store out here called Top Shop. I don't know if you remember Top Shop.
Yeah.
Top Shop Men, and then
yes.
Yeah.
So Top Shop Men, I met one of the buyers. I got introduced to one of the buyers at Soho House. And I'm like, yo, I got this brand, Fly Geenius, blah, 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 blah. I would love to pitch it to you. He's like, sure, let's set up a meeting. We set up a meeting, the office is out here. He kind of liked what I was talking about. Then I sent him some mock-ups and stuff like that. And I probably had like 3 meetings. And then next thing you know, he went kind of like idle. And then probably like 2 collectors after that, I start seeing in the stores, Genius this and Genius that and blah, 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 all these.
They rip your stuff?
Bro.
And in fashion, you can't sue off a copyright because you can't copyright
fashion. Especially a big brand like that. Like,
you're not going.
And people were coming up to me like, "Yo, I saw your stuff at Top Shop." I'm like, "Yo, you used to kill me."
How'd you find out? It was you just walked in one day?
No, some people were coming up to me. Then I Googled it, and, you were like, and it was like, "Oh, Genius sweatshirt." When we showed this interview, we got a shot. I'll find the samples and find the product they had there and send it to you guys.
You gotta send it.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Yo, what the like, bro? Why you didn't just do it with me?" You know what I mean? That would have been like a big step for me. So that was deflating, bro. Because I was like,
so when you confront, did he ever respond to you when you confronted him?
He never responded to me. And then remember, they went under like,
it's good for them anyway. Like,
yeah. He didn't respond to me, bro. And it just had me like mad sad because I'm like, yo, damn, bro. Like,
that's dirty.
Somebody trying to come up here, like, just look out. Either you want to look out for me or don't, but don't take my idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, I would have even put my product there, designed some shit for free. I don't care, just to get the look. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was kind of like a little deflated. But there's a lot of ups and downs, you know, but it's just part of the story.
Did you ever come close to like quitting and be like, I don't want to do this? And if not, then what kept you in it?
Nah, I honestly, like, I just have a mindset of like, I'm just not a quitter, number one. And I feel so passionate about what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's hard sometimes, you know, I'm not gonna lie, but I was made to do this. Yeah. Like, made to create, made to be a creative, made to like create fly shit. You know what I mean? And I love it. You know, I love what I'm doing. So I never really thought about quitting. And that's why it's been, think about it. I launched Fly Geenius in 2011.
Yeah.
It's been ups and downs. Sometimes some people know about the brand, some people don't know about the brand. Some people think it's a new brand, but I don't care. I'm always going to continue to push it and push whatever I'm doing until, forever.
And what's some advice you would give to young designers to how to make it in, streetwear or in fashion in general?
Yeah, I would say just don't give up, man. Just storytell, really create cool shit. Like, just use your imagination and just do it, bro. That's it. Just do it. Like, what's holding you back?
Yeah. And why the name, by the way, Fly Geenius?
It's just someone who's cool, coming from where we come from anywhere, and utilize whatever situation they're in to be creative and do fly shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, where I come from, y'all know Clay Ave, y'all was kind of saying that.
All I said was like, oof.
Yeah, so where I come from, you had to dream, you had to use your imagination, and utilize what you see in front of you. So I just try to story tell of my upbringing, so that's kind of what a Fly Geenius is, somebody who's utilize whatever situation they're in, whether it's good or bad, and turn into something creative and cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just expanding a little bit on what Mike just asked you. Obviously, starting a business takes capital, like you said, right? You wish you would have saved a little bit more capital. If you had to do it all over again, would you have waited a little longer and got more capital, or if you're giving advice to a young designer, they have to be fly, they have to have good taste, but in terms of you need resources also to bring those ideas to life. So what advice from a financial and infrastructure standpoint would you give to a young designer? I
would say definitely save up, but just do it. Fuck it. You're gonna fall down and bump your head sometimes. Sometimes your account might be negative. Sometimes you might miss rent payments, but it's all part of the story. Of course, I want to sit here and say, wait till you get the perfect investor, or wait till you save up the right amount of money. But no, you got to go out there and get that experience. Jump out there, even if you have, I don't know, $5,000, $1,500, do a few t-shirts, do a little pop-up, utilize all the tools online when it comes to TikTok shop, all social media or whatever. Just do it. It's I don't want to say it's no right or wrong way, but it's really, you just got to go for it, bro. Yeah. Shit is going to happen. Once you put yourself out there, things are going to start happening. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And no experience is better than you actually doing every step of the way. Because if you had the millions of dollars to start it up, you'll probably be like, oh, let me get a PR team. Let me get someone, you hire somebody to make that sale. When you first start off, you probably doing the hand-to-hand, telling the story to the first customer and things like that. So,
and I had people that went to, that graduated from the top fashion schools and all these degrees and stuff like that, and they were interning for me. You know what I mean? And because they needed that experience. Yeah. So I would just say, just go for it. You know what I mean?
Sometimes not knowing everything is the best teacher, because you just go into it just with a certain level of a sort of innocence and naiveness, right, or whatever, and not being afraid of what you're not supposed to be afraid of.
Exactly. So, that's the perfect way to say it, for sure.
Exactly.
Word. That's the perfect way to say it. I agree, man. Word. Just got to go for it.
So you had 10 years of doing it. You've been at this for more than 10 years, right?
Right.
With Fly Geenius and now at Vanson. What are some of the things that it cost you? Did it cost you some relationships, health, time that you didn't get back with certain people? Because you got to really go all in to make something really successful. So what are some of the things that maybe is not so rosy about building this from the ground up?
Definitely, it cost me some relationships, like friendships, capital. When it comes to friendships, it was a friend of mine. He actually used to work at Louis Vuitton too. I already was starting Fly Geenius. I put my own capital in, whatever. But he was working towards becoming like a nurse, and then what's the guy, the doctors that give the needles?
Esthetician.
You mean the people who put you under?
Yeah, anesthesiologist. So he was making bread, so he still was. Then he eventually just did that full time. And this was one of my homies, one of my brothers at the time. And so I was starting Fly Geenius, whatever. After I was working at Burberry, I started Fly Geenius. We always kept in contact. him and I and a few other people, we went to the south of France together. Like, that's how cool we were. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's like, yo, D, let me help you. You know, I got bread. Let me invest some money. And my intuition was like, nah, we homies. Like, I feel like I always hear bad things about that, you know? But he kept on asking me, he's persistent. And I'm like, damn, I could use some bread right now, you know? I didn't know what the hell I was doing. You know what I mean? He didn't even know what he was doing. So he definitely gave me bread. I had like a lawyer friend of mine kind of draft up a little contract. And so he gave me the bread and we just was kind of like working at it. We fucked up that money so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, I didn't know what we was doing. We just was, yo, let's get 500 of these teas and just like give out like 300 and put them here, whatever. But anyway, so in turn, that turned into him and I, and we kind of like, you know, had a little falling out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we cool now to this day, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we don't keep in contact or anything now. We follow each other on Instagram. I see his kids, he see my kids. You know, once in a while we might DM, but it ain't nothing crazy. So I say it definitely cost me that friendship. And then, you know, capital, lack of sleep, almost getting evicted. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, fuck that, I'm putting this money into this collection. Did it cost maybe a few relationships with girls, you know, maybe.
I mean, they had to understand what you were building, man.
Yeah.
Couldn't get in between.
For
you know
sure.
what I mean? They didn't see the vision though.
Yeah. Some of them did see the vision, but I don't know. I feel like I could be very strong-minded, and I'm just like, yo, we're not going out for like 2 weeks. I just need to focus on, you know.
Yeah.
They got to understand.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like some people fake supported you, like they were happy for you but they weren't really happy for you? Like, did you ever get any of that? Or
hell yeah. Like
like, it's dope that you want to start a fashion brand, and as you get bigger and bigger, they're like, oh, people want good for you until you do start doing
no,
better.
for sure. And then people with backhanded compliments. I hate shit like that.
I hate the back.
So I had a lot.
Hate the backhand compliments.
I had a lot of backhand compliments. You'd be surprised, even your own family, because just because they don't have that vision, so they don't really understand it. You know, certain people don't really certain people can't see themselves starting their own stuff and doing that, so they look down on it and they'll just say some shit and you're like, whoa.
I mean, statistically, it's easier to turn a stranger into a customer than your closest friends and your family into a customer.
Yes.
Like, my family is like, I want a free hat. I'm like, nah, why do you, I'm of the mindset, if my homie has a business, I don't want anything for free from my homie. I want to at least support you, right? And let me at least put the card down. Like, and if you're like really insisting, like, I'm not taking your money, whatever, cool. But I'm not gonna go and be like, you're my homie, give me some free stuff. Right? Like, I don't believe in that personally, but
it's tough. That's the uphill battle, because when you first start, a lot of people feel like you're just supposed to. Some people, I'll say my family was mostly supportive and my friends, but you definitely have people that's like, yo, throw me a tee, throw me a hat. It's like, bro, you know that could put me out of business? Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, so it's the trials and tribulations that come with starting your own and growing, and, you know. Yeah.
So take us to the pandemic hits, and then you're appointed the first creative director of Vanson. And that's huge on all levels, because Vanson is not typically known for, you know, I mean, back in the day we was rocking Vansons and all that, but that was just us. You know how we do. We don't take anything and own it. Yeah, but then, like, how did you meet the owners of it, and how did you get that position? Because that's huge for the culture. And I see how, you know, they've been marketing now, and then even in the ads, it's like, yo, we're like the face of it. And so salute to you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So right before the pandemic, I had a part-time job as a brand ambassador at this brand called 31 Philip Lim. That's still family. Shout out to Win. Shout out to Philip. And there was cool because I still was able to do my thing. Like, I used to be selling I had these hats called thinking caps where I was selling Urban Outfitters. I used to be selling my hats while I was working there. to the point where even the owner, Philip Lim, was like, yo, a few of my friends brought some of your hats. Can I buy one? And I'm like, nah, I'll give you one, but I ain't gonna let you buy it or whatever. But so at that time I was like, yo, I want to do a collaboration on some leather jackets. So the first company I thought about was Vanson. And then I found the Instagram. Instagram was kind of idle, Then I came up on the email, and I just sent a cold email like, hey, I'm Davon Bean, I'm owner of Fly Geenius. I would love to collaborate with you guys. And a lady, her name is Kim Vanderslation. She's the wife of the founder. She responded like, oh, right now we're not really focused on collaborations, blah, blah, blah. Then probably like, I don't know, like 2 weeks after that, I hit up again like, hey, I would love to do something like this, blah, blah, blah. She was like, well, send me your pitch deck and let me see what you have. And I came up with like a cool, I think the title of the collection was called Racing to Success, something like that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it was a crazy deck. And then I sent it, and she was like, wow, this is nice. She was like, oh, yo, we could try it. And simple as that. We started. Then we worked on a small collection, and the pandemic hit, so it kind of like killed the momentum. But I still did a little pop-up shop, like kind of in the middle of the pandemic on Allen Street in Chinatown. Nice. And it was pretty successful. Then the pandemic got worse, kind of, and Kim reached out to me like, hey, do you know any cool accounts and stuff that we can sell our product, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yo, let me come out there and let's talk business, because I already had a whole pitch that I was about to send to her, like, yo, let me help you out with this, blah, 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 blah. And I went out there and...
It's Massachusetts.
Yeah, okay. It's Fall River, Massachusetts. And Kim and I, and also Mike, who was the founder, we just had a meeting and started off as a brand ambassador, and I just hit the ground running, like cool collaborations or just bringing more awareness. Got us into the Up NYC was one of the first stores, because I'm like, yo, Up NYC got the streets right now. Mm-hmm. So we got to start at the streets, then work our way up. So we sold our stuff to Up NYC, and then probably like 3 or 4 months after that, I'm like, I feel like we should work out a bigger role here, and kind of went back and forth. And I was like, let's point me as the creative director. This is what I need. This is what I want. This is, kind of the creative freedom that I want, et cetera, et cetera. And we worked it out, man, and just hit the ground running from there. That was one of the first collaborations I did, the jacket that you have on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just made sure we aligned with the right brands like ALD, the Fear of Gods, the Awakes, even like my New Era collaboration, and a lot more things we have coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, so you have this 50-year-old company from Falls River, Massachusetts, right? Mm-hmm. And then you come in with your Bronx swag, sensibility, like get appointed as the creative director. Was there any friction at first when you were in your position, or was it just kind of seamless transition because you had been working with them a little bit already? Because you're going into a company that has all these like decade trained leather craftsmen, right? And then people who are putting this stuff together. Like what was that sort of collaboration and like integration period like?
No, I feel like it was kind of seamless a little bit, I wouldn't say I really got too much pushback. They kind of gave me a lot of creative freedom when it came to the fashion streetwear world. The only problem is sometimes it's issues with, it's not really issues, but it's just our production time. Right. And it's because people don't really realize like how our production work. Like every jacket, everything is cut and handmade in Massachusetts. This is not sent overseas. This is actually people stitching it right there. So anyone I do a collaboration with, like ALD, I invite the team out there. ASAP Ferg, come through. Let me show you how we work. Jalen Brown, Awake, so everyone can see. And it's like a whole, I would like to bring you guys out there, matter of fact. Mm-hmm. And you could see step by step how it works, from the pattern to the artwork, to go upstairs, to cutting the leather, to stitching, to the graphics, sewing them on, so it's done with care, and the craftsmanship, that's what you're buying. You're buying like a lifetime product. So that was the challenges of me getting familiarized with that part of things. So I kind of have to gauge when I'm doing these cool things. Like, even though I still kind of do it, I drive everyone crazy. I'm like, yo, I need this by next week.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it just calls for that, but
you're a timeline, man.
Yeah. But I feel like we're getting better with turning things around, but I know I drive Kim crazy sometime with it, but the turnout is always pretty cool. Like my Formula One Cadillac collab. It was like a promo only thing because I plan on doing more things with them. We had to turn those vests around in like 2 weeks because Formula One was coming up.
Yeah.
I wanted the whole Formula One Cadillac team to be wearing it out in Miami, and it was a success. It worked out perfectly. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
So yeah.
Nice. And as far as is there anything that you couldn't do, an idea that you brought something and like, nah, this isn't what we do, or they're just like, go?
Let me think. Damn, then people go, somebody probably might be mad at me if I tell them that's why it didn't happen. Because, you know, certain people, you got to hit them with the spin, like, you know, like,
not right now.
The New York spin, you know, because I don't want the company to look bad, and I don't want to look bad. I want to keep the relationship. But for the most part, no, everything, for the most part, usually the ideas that I bring to the table, we usually make it happen. Because I also keep us in good light. I don't like doing anything and everything. Because I didn't want to, like, when I came on board, that was my main thing. I don't want Vanson to be everywhere, even though we have a big name. People might think we're everywhere, but we're not everywhere. I didn't want us to be too accessible and aligned with the right brands and the right people. So I don't mind hitting people with the spin sometime.
Yeah.
Okay, because you wanted to still be a little. Well, this is one comment. It seems like you're really intentional with the collaborations that you make, right? Because if it's too accessible, then it kind of waters down the brand, right? Like you still want that. I mean, it's a well-made jacket. You still want that luxury feel, but you also want, by the types of collaborations that you do, it also speaks volumes to the value of the relationships that you're building out from 100%, right? So, and also you being the first creative director, not only the first creative director, you're also Black in a sort of like leather jacket company, which has long been coded for white and male, right?
And motorcycle riders.
And motorcycle riders, right? Not necessarily for Black and Spanish people, right? For the culture.
Yeah.
What did that weight feel like to be like, I need to take a spin on this, on something that's traditionally been coded for white male bikers, and make it for the culture?
I feel like the weight, it wasn't really no weight. I just felt like I was ready. I'm like, yes, this is my moment. Give me the ball. Let's go. I'm ready to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? And also just because, you know, in the 90s, Vanson had a big impact on the culture from the Genesis store. You know, so I felt confident that the culture would gravitate back towards it. And also I wanted to like elevate it more to like a real fashion type of brand as well. Not just like motorcycle wear and things like that, like doing cool stuff where you look at it like, yo, it's a fashion piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, we definitely noticed it. Cause for me, I'm big into fashion, and then I seen the change where it was like, oh, who's actually behind this? This ain't the typical, they putting out a leather jacket. And I was like, oh, okay, that's when I found you. I'm like, oh, they got a creative director. I'm like, we could tell. Like, we could tell. Like, all right.
I remember when he brought it up to me, we were just talking about, I was like, they have a Black creative director? No, it makes sense. I was like, oh, it makes sense. I was like, damn, that's a fly white dude probably. He's like, oh, yeah.
No, yeah, funny. Everybody, sometimes when we get on Zooms, people, before, now I feel like people know now, but before people be like, oh, wow. It makes sense. They say this, your same reaction you guys have. It makes sense. It makes sense. But yeah, man, it's been a beautiful marriage. Kim and Mike, that's family to me. The whole team, Kim and Mike, and then even down to the Stitches, Teresa, Cincha, these guys been there for like 30, 40 years. They the one that, those are the real MVPs right there. You know what I mean? They've been killing it for this long. I love them, but it's like a small, tight-knit family. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'll bring you guys out there. You can meet everyone, and you'll see, like, you'll be like, it's like a kid in a candy store when you go out there, because you get to go through the archives. You get to see people that's been there for years. You hear their stories. You know, it's beautiful, man, and I love it. I love it, and I just feel great being a part of it. You know,
dope. And then what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, as far as collaborations go, your first one was ALD, right?
Yeah, as far as brand collaboration was ALD. But I did an artist collaboration with Dave East in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like just to like get the energy kind of back out there. Big up to Dave East. I got to do something with East again, for sure, because that's my bro. But yeah, I started off an artist collaboration with Dave East, and then I went simultaneously. I was working on the AOD collab as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your dream collaboration that you haven't done yet?
Chanel or Louis Vuitton. Like, come on, bro. Pitch it out on the
crazy.
you gotta put it. But you gotta put it out there. You gotta put it out there.
Yeah.
If you don't say it, then it's never gonna
crazy.
happen, right?
bro. Just
I can see it. I can see it.
Happen too. I can see it happen.
Yeah.
let's make it happen. When I tell you that would be monumental, like, come on. We make the best leather, guys. So don't feel afraid. Reach out to me or whatever. Let's just make it happen some way, somehow. I will love it. I'll be enthused to do something like that. But yeah, I'll say Chanel. I already we kind of break it into the Formula One. I love that too, because we're kind of known from motorcycles. So to kind of break into that's cool. And sneak peek between you and I, I'm working on something with Bruce Lee estate.
Oh,
Bruce Lee's estate?
Yeah.
that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Be like water. Nah, but so one thing I'm interested in is like heritage brands like Vanson, right? They sometimes traditionally you hear that they're afraid of like breaking from the molds or sort of breaking from what made them originally, right? Like how do you come in and sort of like respect their heritage while still pushing your sort of doing it for the culture, but while still keeping the heritage and their foundation in there? Because
I know the DNA is definitely like catering to like the motorcycle rider crowd. And we still have a big motorcycle division. Like, we have a guy named Matt Silver. He literally drives a trailer to races, probably like during race season. I think it starts in April. So like every other weekend, he drives to Virginia or Mississippi, all these places, and he has a pop-up tent there, and sell Vanson suits and jackets. And I know that's the DNA. I have plans to definitely kind of throw a few motorcycle riders. Actually, I did. I just thought about that. So my City Series photo shoot, you remember we just was talking about it, the one that had Joella in it?
Mm-hmm.
So the white guy with the gray hair, that's like one of the most famous motorcycle racers. His name is Dave Roper. Legendary.
Okay.
And so that was kind of me kind of like mashing the best of both worlds together, even though I had him like looking more like streetwear. But he came there, I should have documented that. He came there on his motorcycle. He had a motorcycle suit on. He zipped it off and said, "Hey, Davon, what do you want me to do?" And threw on the City Series jacket. So yeah, I always try to stay true to the DNA. And you know what I mean? Like I said, we still have a huge motorcycle division. Like some people don't even know about the AOD collabs and Supreme collabs. They just want to get their suit and, so that's like a whole nother thing, know. But so I try to match the best of both worlds here and there, but I'm moving forward. I really want to work with a few more motorcycle races. Is this two sisters named Gianna and Jasmine. They fire. I'm gonna send you their page.
Okay.
Or look them up. They are fire. They one of them drives she races cars, and then her sister is a motorcycle drag racer, and she wears the one of our Vanson drag racing suits.
Wow.
She's crazy. We've been going back and forth for a little while now, but I'm trying to like incorporate them and do something fire with them.
Yeah.
So
Do you ride, by the way?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm too scared.
I used to ride, but I never got up to like the big engines, like 250. They'd probably laugh at me if you a real biker, but like 250s, the 450s.
Right.
That's it. I never
Word?
I never got
bikes?
Huh?
The speed bikes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and you could get some, I like cafe races.
Right.
So you get some cafe races that are like entry level, like 400 cc's and all that.
Right.
If you're a real biker, you probably laughing at me. That ain't nothing.
Right.
But for me, I just want to look cool. Like
It's funny because no, that's cool because so Mike, the owner, him and I, when I go to Massachusetts, I stay at their house and we be having dinner, drinks. He be telling me stories about motorcycles that he owned and all this type of stuff. he laugh at me if I say something about a 250 or something.
Yeah.
But then I tell him about story and, you know, when it comes to fashion, the culture, music, you know, so it's cool, you know. But yeah, I don't ride at all, bro. I'm scared. But I do appreciate the motorcycle riders. You know, these guys, they ride motorcycles, they fall off, get back up, you know. And our jackets definitely protect motorcycle riders. That's one thing I would say, from the armor and just like how tough the leather is. You know, that's really what it's made for. But yeah, I appreciate them for sure.
Absolutely.
And so you still have your brand,
right?
While being the creative director at Vanson.
Right.
You call that the Virgil Abloh blueprint.
Hell yeah.
So how influential is Virgil to you? And did you get a chance to meet him?
Nah, I never met him, man. I wish I did. He's a big influence for someone like me because he, you know, as before, remember, I used to just be like, while I was building Fly Geenius, I used to be like, this job is not for me. I need to just focus on my brand.
Yeah.
But he kind of showed me that you could kind of take on a role and still build like your brand, how he did with like Off-White, and then he was appointed at Louis Vuitton, you know, and he's a big inspiration just from the way he used to storytell to his releases and even like his interviews. Like I watched them and be like, damn, he was definitely like the man, you know. So yeah, that's definitely what I'm doing now is definitely he gave me the inspiration. Like, yo, you could do that. And I plan on taking on a lot of other things that I have coming up too, that I'll make some announcements. You know what I'm saying? So word.
He was definitely a savant for sure.
Yes,
like
for
a
sure.
Fashion savant. The way he saw things, like the only other person I can see that thinks about him and not even in fashion is like Pharrell.
Yeah.
Pharrell think like the way he looks at music and the way he puts things together. I'm just like, I don't even think there's another person on the planet that can put things like that together. So, I mean, I definitely liked everything that Virgil did.
For sure.
Like, you know, rest in peace to him. But
rest in peace to him for sure. Well, Virgil, but you know, it's funny. I mean, and Kanye had a lot of people under him too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kanye made it. Yeah. Kanye.
Like, bro, if you really see it, like he had
Jerry, Don C,
Tremaine too, no?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people worked with Kanye, even people behind the scenes that a lot of people probably don't know. They be like, yeah, I used to work with Kanye, this and that. I don't know. It's just we did a collab with her one time. Her name is Louise Golden. She's big time when it comes to fashion. She used to work with him, and she's like a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when we did the collaboration, she's like, yeah, I used to work with Kanye. I'm like, oh shit, word?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Word.
School of Ye.
Yeah, sure. Nah, Ye definitely. I think people don't like to say it, but he's like a father when it comes to the streetwear shit. Him, Pharrell,
pink polos and backpacks. Like, everybody was doing that.
Yeah,
like, sure. Like as a him. Like,
for sure, bro.
So you saw the Super Bowl. You know, DJ Mustard, Kendrick came down with the jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was that like for you? Like, what was the lead up to that? And like, where were you watching the Super Bowl? And like, what was going through your mind when you were watching that?
Crazy. I'm gonna tell you. First of all, I'm gonna tell you where I was at this time. My girl was pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So I was in a hospital watching the Super Bowl. But the hospital was plush though. It was like a huge big screen TV.
Okay, cool.
So I watched it in the hospital. The lead up was I kind of built up a good rapport with Mustard. He's copped a few jackets for me before, and once they announced that Kendrick was performing, I instantly reached out to Mustard because I knew he was coming on the stage. I said, bro, I know you coming on the stage. I need that moment. We need that moment. And he's like, what you was thinking? And we just went back and forth over ideas, and I designed created two jackets for him. He loved them. I still got the voice note to this day. I sent him a picture of the jacket. He went crazy. He sent me a voice note like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? And you know, it's funny because with Super Bowl, it's a lot of restrictions. Like I wanted to go logo mania, but you
can't, right?
Nah, they
that's crazy. You gotta pay for your own production. You can't even do it if you want.
So no logo. If you see, I just put the year and put American flags on it. I think, and I have Mustard on there too, but you can't really put no Vanson, no Fly Geenius, no nothing on there.
Yeah. You would have loved to,
but if you know,
that'd have been my billboard right there. But no, then I shipped him a jacket. It probably had like 2 days, 3 days to get it to him. He kept on calling me, yo, where's it at? Is it coming? Where's it at? Boom, boom, boom. had to ship it. Was it in LA?
It was.
Yeah.
That was the LA one.
Yeah, I had to ship it to.
It wasn't New Orleans because they was talking about the Wayne that they should have had Wayne.
Oh yeah, it was New Orleans.
Yeah, it was New Orleans.
LA was Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Right, that one was fire too.
Yeah.
So I had to ship it to New Orleans. It got there literally the day before. He had just finished rehearsal. Then he got it, and then it kind of, I didn't really speak to him after that, and I thought it's hit or miss. Anything could happen. So I'm like, damn, is he gonna wear this shit? Because his stylist or whoever could be like, nah, put this on right before you go on stage, or it didn't work out as far as what else he's gonna.
Because there's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee.
Okay.
He said he was, but it's still no guarantee. By the way, just to give you some insight, the year before, I had a moment with Usher, had a whole design something.
That was going to be our next question.
Sorry, but we had logos on it.
And then they took that out. He couldn't rock.
Is that the reason why it didn't work out?
It didn't work out. But they ended up doing it with Off-White. Shout out to Off-White. Shout out to Virgil. But come to find out, Inside Source told me it was inspired by us.
Oh, okay.
So I'm cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, this year, the mustard year, I'm like, fuck, is it gonna happen? Is it not? And remember, he came out at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just waiting. I'm like, I'm not even enjoying the performances. I'm just thinking about, I'm just
looking for it.
You're like, where's that?
Yo. And then he came out. I went crazy in the hospital, bro. I went crazy. I was like,
did you record the TV?
Hell yeah.
I was gonna say that's the first thing I would have done.
I recorded the TV. I was jumping up and down. I was like, that's one of my proudest moments, man. I appreciate Mustard for that big time, man.
And when he came out, it was in a big way. It was just them two.
Huge way.
And all that. And if you know the silhouettes.
Everyone,
like,
bro, everyone knew. Everyone knew. Everyone was texting me, yo, I see the jacket, congratulate, yo, blah, 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 blah. Bro, it went crazy. I'll never forget that feeling. Yeah. So that was a great feeling, bro. Big moment.
Felt like a W, a good milestone.
For sure. Word. That was for the Bronx, Harlem, Uptown.
Yeah. And speaking about the Bronx, right? So the French Montana collection, right?
Right.
That you did. So, from one Bronx native to another Bronx native, like how did that come about and what did that personally mean to you?
So Mitch, who was French right-hand man, he reached out to me a few times. We kept in contact, and French was asking him like, yo, I want to do something. They wanted to do something with me. And I'm like, French is from the X, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, and we kind of had mutual friends and stuff like that. So I'm like, for sure, let's do it. And then it meant a lot for me because he's from the Bronx. He reps it heavy, and we created something cool. I wanted to highlight that his roots is from Morocco. So we created a cool Morocco jacket with a Moroccan flag colors. And we shot a commercial in Paris for Fashion Week. And we released it, and it was dope. It was like a small release, and it definitely did well globally. Mm-hmm. And shout out to French, that's the homie, and Mitch, But it meant a lot because that's the Bronx, that's New York.
Yeah, exactly.
Word.
Nice. Where do you see yourself, and where do you see the brand Fly Geenius and Vanson in the next 3 to 5 years? You hinted towards you want to do more collabs or more other roles, but
yeah, more collabs. I want to take on more roles. Also create. I used to do like a lot of fashion workshops for the youth, like kind of like giving them inspiration and showing them how to start a brand and how to even like create like an idea and turn that into like a T-shirt into a product. Eventually, stores. That's always been one of my goals. I do pop-up shops, but I want to have like my own like freestanding store. Yeah. I have a few ideas for that. We're in talks and just growing, man, and that turns into, I want to shoot a short film. I want to release my first sneaker. You know what I mean? Like that's like one of my goals.
And that's like a totally different discipline, right? Sneakers versus jackets versus.
For sure.
Yeah, right?
For sure. I already have a few mock-ups, so release my first sneaker. And just keep on doing cool, creative shit and evolving as a human being. You know what I mean? Like that all goes into like my creative part, And so yeah, just keep on pushing, and Fly Geenius and Vanson, to the next level.
and no one bats 1,000, right? So when you put something out and it doesn't hit the way you want it to hit, like what does that do to you now versus 10, 12 years ago when you first, when you first were coming up?
It still bothers me because I'm like, yo, why the fuck? This shit is better than that. And then I start second guessing, like, damn, I should have switched this up. I should have did that. But I just get more inspired for the next release, and because it happens. It's fashion, like we said before, is very fickle. Sometimes it's about timing.
Yeah,
people just don't feel like spending the money or whatever. The colorway is not what they wanted because these sneakers are out, or this is not trending. But at the same time, you got to just keep on pushing forward. So it definitely sometimes it could put you down a little bit, but you just got to be confident for what's coming next.
Yeah.
All
right, we got a couple more questions, but we got to talk about it because today was a big release. Supreme and Vanson. Crazy. What was your day like?
Phone going crazy.
Like
he was in a call out. He was in a call downstairs.
Because I just realized that they dropping today, and I'm like, we got them today. So what was today like?
So it was crazy. We were been supposed to release stuff, but it's like when we get big collaborations like that, it really not slow things up, but it's a lot of work in the factory. So it was pretty crazy when it comes to, I mean, they already have the jackets and stuff like that. But as far as like what people reaching out to me, it's been like, yo, how much is this? Can you get this for me? And I'm talking about like,
it's all sold out too.
I'm 20 minutes. It's sold out 20 minutes.
Yeah, I be tight. I'm like, man.
Let's get the inside source. Can you make one for a special person if you really wanted to?
A Supreme one?
Yeah.
Not Supreme. What I would do is I'll collaborate with Supreme and like reach out to them like, hey, Usher, I did that for Usher one time. Yeah. Usher wanted one of our releases, because it's contracts and stuff, so you can't.
Right. You can't.
So I'm like, yo, Usher want this. So like, all right, cool. So connected them and made that happen. You know what I mean? So you can, I can make something else, right? But not something with their name on it, But that's a huge release. Everything we do with Supreme is huge, and Supreme was already affiliated with Vanson before I came on board, but I kind of poke my hands in there sometimes as well. You know what I mean? So but that it's huge. Their releases are so crazy, but it was a crazy day.
So I'm just curious, like, because you've said, like, like you've mentioned storytelling, branding, and, you've said before, like, you got to tell stories through your clothes, right? So what's your thought process in making a piece? Like, where does a jacket begin for you now? Like, where did the jacket that Mike has on right now, where did that begin? Like,
so so what I do is, like, for instance, like, this is a collaboration, right, with AOD. So we'll just brainstorm. So I went to the AOD showroom, they used to be in Long Island City, and we just went back and forth. We wanted to do something cool. So Biggs, who is the man over there at AOD, he's from our era and our cloth, so he's from Queens. And we just was talking about, like, yo, remember back in the 90s when Genesis had them, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yo, we got to do, this is called, this jacket cut right here, I'm like, we got to do a Bart jacket. He was like, word, let me see it. So this is the Bart jacket. And I'm like, we got to do it the old school way where it's cropped. Because now when I first came on board, I extended them because those jackets used to always be cropped. But I know everyone don't want to wear cropped jackets now.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, for this release, we got to make it cropped. And we went back and forth, and then we was like, we got to change the material. Let's make it a special type of material. So it's kind of like me going back and forth, brainstorming with the company, and we kind of just put our thoughts together.
Yeah.
And when it comes to inline stuff, I don't know. Like I said, I just take from, my experience and do, like, I did a patchwork denim suit, and I don't know. I don't know if it was like True Religion. It was something, a company back in the day did something similar, but not the same thing. So what I did is I just put Vanson oval patches all around the whole denim suit. And I really wanted to do that release with Levi's, but it didn't work out. So I just released it and did pretty well.
Dope.
So yeah.
Nice.
How do you get over like creative block? Like when you're like having a tough, like, damn, nothing's coming out, the juices aren't flowing. Like, how do you get over that?
I would listen to music, watch music videos, or honestly, sometimes I'll just like ride the train.
You can get a lot of inspiration on the train. You meet a lot of characters.
Seriously.
You meet a lot of characters sometimes.
Characters, and also you just watch what people are wearing, look at what they're wearing, You know what I'm saying? But definitely music videos, like old school music videos, 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I always get inspiration from those.
And as in the fashion world, is there kind of healthy competition, or do you ever see some stuff and you're like, oh, they crushed it, like they killed it, or
for sure, hell yeah, Pele, shout out the guy from Pele, his name
making
is
a comeback now.
For sure, his name is Bobby. He killing it. Who else I see? There's a lot of people.
Averix is coming back too a little bit.
Averix is cool. I'm still a huge fan of Ralph Lauren.
Oh, yeah. He's a GOAT. Yeah.
Dries Van Noten, that's a high-end brand.
Yeah, Van Noten is good.
Damn, why I'm drawing a blank right now. Who y'all look up to? What brands y'all see now?
I mean, brands I like, Ralph Lauren is always the OG for me. And then I like ALD. And then honestly, I'm into like independent fashion designers too that like create pieces and all that.
What's homeboy? Is it Cortez?
Oh, Cortez, yeah, he's doing the Nike stuff.
Yeah, he's killing it.
He's
He's from London, right?
Yeah.
Cortez, I remember I lived in London. I remember when the Cortez used to drop in random neighborhoods in London, bro, and there'd be mobs of kids, just trying to go to his pop-up, selling from the back of his from the back of his truck. It was crazy, man.
Oh yeah,
that was a time for sure. But
Awake too. Shout out Angelo, that's a homie.
Yeah,
what they doing. I'm inspired by everyone, man. I like for anyone who's doing some cool, creative, fly shit. I fuck with it, you know.
Sure.
Wait, before you finish, I want to ask y'all a few questions. So, yo, we spoke about it a little bit off air, but so you from New York, but you moved to Dubai.
Yeah, living in Abu Dhabi. So yeah, it's just the same thing.
Because everybody knows Dubai.
Yeah, literally everybody.
Some people don't know Abu Dhabi.
Right.
He just says Dubai for simplicity.
Right.
Yeah, but I moved out there for so by day. Some may know, some may not. But I'm in tech, so that's how I really get the money. So, and technology, and they flew me out there. Once you gotta come out there first. I'm gonna find a way to get you out there.
I would love that. So, I love that.
So once you go out there, you'll understand. You'll be like, yeah, I could do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could do that. It's just nice out there. It's chill.
Right.
It's diverse. They look at us like we Obama, man. Like they treat us with so much love, for real. Like,
but the law. Let me ask you a question. The laws is kind of strict, right? You can't do like. Obviously, you're gonna be acting up, but.
Yeah, you could have fun and everything, but everything has a time and place. So like you're not gonna, like, for women, for example, you can't be in the mall with Daisy Dukes on in the mall. But there's clubs out there and the clubs get turned up. You know what I mean? So
real turned up.
And then the drug laws are super strict, so just
leave that at home. Leave that at home. Leave that at home.
But honestly, like, if you coming out there and you working, you getting so much money, it's easy. Like in any direction, you're a 3-hour flight from Africa, from Europe, or from Asia. So it's like you're on the week. If I get a long weekend, you go to Amsterdam, you go wherever, do what you gotta do, come back. You feel me? And it's easy like that.
Right.
Go to Thailand real quick, come back. It's like.
Was it hard for you to adapt and adjust at first?
No, because in New York, I feel like we built for anything.
For sure.
So we see all the crazies, we see different religions. You go on 125th, you see everybody. I mean, Christian, but you see all the Muslims on 125th and all that with the candoras and all that. So it's cool. So I went over there. I'm like, okay, this is like being back home and all that, you know? And to be honest, religion aside, everybody's the same.
Right.
Like, and all my homies out there is Muslim. I'm like, they're like from around the way. Like,
right.
You know, so
that's impressive, bro. I can't. That's inspiring alone, because I traveled a lot of places, but I've never lived anywhere else, and I kind of wished I lived somewhere other places. I'm like, damn, I should have moved to Europe. I should have moved. It's a different. It's not too late, but I just wish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not too late. It's a different experience for sure. It makes you grow in ways that living in the same place just can't replace that experience, or traveling somewhere, right? Like I encourage everybody to just go live somewhere else for a year.
For sure.
Just go and come back. If you don't ever want to say, but some people I've learned it's not built for that move, because some people are just too close to their families, right? And they got to be near their family, whatever it may be, or their comfort zone. But that really independence, like, really builds you an independent bone, because you got to do everything on your own when you're out there.
And even fashion wise, it inspires you differently. And I would say me living out there, like modest fashion, like if you think of that, you be like, oh, that's whack. Like a woman can't even show off. It's like, nah, they'll put some stuff on. And you're like, oh,
you got to really
fly in. The way she was.
Nah, that's fire. That's fire. No, I gotta go out there, bro. What's the flight? 20 hours?
No, 12 hours. 12 hours.
That's
direct.
light.
Yeah.
I'm coming, bro. You fly Emirates?
Depends, but right now I'm flying Etihad. So
okay.
Shout out to my Etihad Connect.
Is it as cozy as Emirates?
Oh yeah, it's fly. My business class flights. You go business, you straight.
Yeah.
Economy a little tough. You know?
But Emirates, the whole thing is cozy, right?
Oh yeah, no.
Even their premium economy is lit in Emirates. That is
the premium economy in Emirates. It's like fire. Economy, but you still lay back a little bit. But I'm 6'1".
Right.
The business, I'm laying flat, chilling, give you PJs. And then they got a little mattress for the seat.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know it was 12 hours. That's easy.
ALD is about to open a store out there.
They just pop up.
Yeah. So they're about to. I'm telling you, man, like they love anything that's fly, especially from New York. Yeah. They eat it up out there for sure.
Yeah. And the food is good, like fire restaurant.
The food is straight. So they got they got everything, and even they got a Carbone out there.
Oh, shit. That makes sense.
Yeah. So they got that. That's what I say is easy to adjust to,
right?
And all that. But if you into like Lebanese food and all that, the Arab food is fire.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's fire, man.
The thing is, they don't got no. They actually got a couple of Jamaican restaurants, but
stop.
Yeah, it's overpriced out there. Like they overpricing the Jamaican food.
Is it good, like on some New York shit though?
No. It's decent though.
And it's passable. It's passable.
Yeah.
What about China? I'm sure it's Chinese food.
It ain't like here though. It ain't like here.
Ain't no Chino Latino spots.
It's the fancy stuff though, the fusion.
Right.
You know, sushi and all that.
Yeah.
And no Latin food, so I'm half Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
I can't get.
I was trying to find I was trying to see. There's no Dominican restaurant, Puerto Rican, nothing here, nothing.
We gotta open it up, and we gonna make it killing.
Yo, you should.
Yeah.
You know the Aki Way. You tried bringing chopped cheese out there. Shout out to the Aki Way, by the way. I love chopped cheeses, but. He couldn't get the he couldn't get out there. He couldn't get the bread. He couldn't get the hero bread. So he had to put it on Wonder Bread or white bread, right? White toast. Yeah. But he was still killing it. Yeah. But everybody thought they were eating a chopped cheese. He went. I was like, he sent me a picture. I was like, that is not a chopped cheese.
I spoke to him.
Aki knew.
He was like, yo, I did what I had to do. Because they was like, yo, come out here. He was like, yo, they flew me out.
That's hard though. Yeah. He adapted. He had to make it work.
Exactly.
He had to make it work.
Nah, that's dope though, bro. That's impressive though.
Yeah.
So let's just say like a young black designer from the Bronx DMs you and said, yo, I want what you have. What are you gonna tell him? No metaphorical lines. What's the real, like, yo, you see the DM, you're like, all right, you're feeling inspired because you can't respond to everybody, but you're gonna respond to this kid. What are you gonna tell him?
I'll just tell him, keep on working, you know. Just put your best foot forward, believe in yourself, go for it. Don't doubt yourself, and it's possible. You could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have what I have and more, you know, because I'm still going after a lot. So definitely.
It's all perspective about where you're at in your journey, depending on where everybody is, for sure.
For sure.
And then we got our signature question that we ask every guest. So what was your last flight out? And when we say that, is what was that point in your life that you made a decision or action that you like, if I didn't take that, I wouldn't be who I am today or where I'm at?
My last flight out. So my last flight, that's a good question. I will say when it comes to my team, and I'm saying my team, when it comes to my team with Fly Geenius, I would say me bringing more people on board. Let me know if I'm answering this right. But me bringing more people on board because I felt like for a long time, I have a small team, but I feel like, I'm doing everything. I could do everything, and I'm very hands-on. But then I had to realize, like, I really need to bring on some solid people, you know, kind of like using a basketball as inspiration. Like, you could have a star player, but you still need the supporting roles who are killing shit. You know what I mean? So as of recent, within the last year, we started like bringing on more credible people and people that could really push us forward. And just I basically just got to delegate to them, and then we kind of like make things happen. I would say that's one that kind of helps me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm trying to think. You kind of threw me like it's a good question. So I'm trying to damn, what was yours? If you then I could kind of
I mean, and keep in mind, just everybody has many flights out, you know?
Right.
But there's always that one pivotal moment. And I think for me, I think in my career was actually making the move out there, because I've been out there for 11 years. And I went out there when it wasn't so popular. 2015, not everybody knew about it. And it was like kind of scary, where I remember when I went out there, my family was like, yo, don't say you're American. Like, yo, they'll kidnap you or something like that. And I'm like, yo, yeah, I just got to go. And just trusting my gut.
For sure.
And just, doing it.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
For me, you're asking?
No, because I was going to say that makes me kind of come up with now, because I kind of really understand the question even more.
Yeah.
I would say, sorry to cut you off, but my last fight would be me kind of like really having the guts to really approach a heritage brand like Vanson. Because Vanson is like you could say Louis Vuitton of leather, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just, I took my shot in the dark. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to reach out to them. Then when that happened, I said, fuck that, let's create this position.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I mean? It could be beneficial for both of us. So, and thank God for me having that courage and that belief in my vision, to where I was able to really like approach them about it, and we actually made it happen. But sorry to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say, like, just to sort of maybe help your creative juices. But
right.
I think when people ask me that question, because my brother actually asked me that question, like, does your last flight out kind of evolve? I was like, it's supposed to evolve, like, as you go on. Because like Mike says, people have different flights out. Me coming back to New York was actually like my last flight out, because it served another commitment to this podcast, because we could have called it a wrap when we left. Like, we could have been like, we're not in the same place anymore. It's not going to be easy.
Right.
And that wasn't even part of the thought process. It was sort of like, all right, you're there, I'm here. We're going to have to like meet in the middle for places. And like, actually we saw it as an opportunity to expand even further, because he can tackle interviews on that side of the world, and I can tackle interviews on this side of the world, and I'll go there and he'll come here. So like something similar to you, like sometimes you got to just jump off the deep end,
right,
and just take a risk. Because the worst, I'd rather spend my life exploring and knowing what, like, answering the question of what if, rather than asking myself, what if I were to just do that?
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's a great way to put it.
And to add on what you said, you got rejected at first, so they said no.
Yeah.
Then you reached back out,
right,
and like setting your pride aside, like, nah, let me ask them again.
Yeah,
and a lot of people wouldn't do that. They'd be like, no, they said no, and take that as an answer.
Yeah, persistence. I was persistent for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
Word.
So is there anything, before we sign off, is there anything that you want to tell the audience about, any sneak peek collabs that you got coming up, or where they can find you on socials?
Right. So my next release is a Fly Geenius release called Program 6. It's called Intelligent Gangster, using your mind as a tool, as a weapon. So releasing that in June. That's going to be probably in like 10 stores in the tri-state area. And then for fall, I'm doing my second Vanson X New Era collaboration release. Did the first one, I believe it was in March. Did very well. I have that. September, doing a Fire Novel release for Awake, Vanson Awake collaboration. A lot of stuff, man. I'm trying to think. More Supreme releases. Y'all seen my release with Fear of God. Big up to Jerry Lorenzo. He reached out to me personally for that, and we made that happen.
That's what's up.
He's also an inspiration too. What else? Sometimes it's so much. Sometimes we forget. But yeah, man, just be on the lookout, man. I love what I do, so I'm always gonna keep on doing cool stuff. I definitely appreciate you guys. It's my first time meeting y'all, but I fuck with y'all energy, and it's also like inspiring, like just what y'all just told me, and like so. I look forward to us just building more.
Absolutely,
and I appreciate y'all having me on the platform.
Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on my Instagram at Davon Bean. That's Davon, last name Bean, Bean. or follow Fly Geenius, FLYGWENIUS, and also follow Vanson Leathers if you don't already follow us. And yeah, man, just reach out to me, follow me, and stay in tune with the movement that we got going.
I appreciate your time, man, today. I mean, absolutely, you've been just great. It's always great to sit down with people from the city, man.
For sure.
We don't find many of us left here in the city, so we gotta come and collaborate. But thanks to everybody for tuning in. Again, like, share, subscribe. You can find us at Last File Podcast across all of our social media pages, and you can find me, Jay, at JLubrio26 across all of my socials. You can follow Mike at
If Mike Was Here.
See everybody next week, same time, same place.
Man, you didn't have to do them like that, man. You didn't have to do them like that.
It was film day.
Yeah.
We gotta make a statement.
Exactly. We gotta make a statement.
What's going on, man?
Fly out.